Hey y'all, tonight I am making chicken casserole. This was something my mama made when I was growing up, and it, for me, is classic comfort food. Early this morning I got up and I roasted a chicken off, so I have about 2 pounds worth of chicken here. You can use a rotisserie chicken, you can use canned chicken, you can, certainly use all white meat, use all dark meat. Just make sure you have around 2 pounds of chicken. House seasoning, which this is mine, but any seasoning salt blend that you like. Sour cream, probably going to use about a cup of sour cream. Olive oil, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, onion, egg noodles, and I'm using Kraft Deluxe because I'm going old school. If you choose to use like a shredded cheddar, I would say you need about a cup or a cup and a half of shredded cheddar. You will put yours in a 9x13 baking dish. I have a smaller family, so what I do is I make the whole recipe, but I divide it up. I will be putting mine in an 8x8 baking dish, and half of mine in an 8x8 baking dish, and the other half in this to freeze to have for later. You will, of course, need a stock pot to boil your noodles in, a cutting board, a knife, and measuring cups and measuring spoons. And I think that's about all you need. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to start off with is chopping up my chicken. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the board. You don't really want like a fine chop on this, just bite-sized pieces. You want to be able to know that there is chicken in there. I'm going to set this right here. So I will just roughly cut it up. Like I said, my mama made this when I was growing up, and it really is the epitome of comfort food for me. I can eat it in the summer, I can eat it in the winter, in the fall. It doesn't matter. This just brings me back to my mama's kitchen and just soul warming food. I'm gonna go ahead and continue chopping this up a little bit more, and when I get it done, I'll be back. Okay, this is about the size that I like my chicken. If you guys want to know how I roasted this chicken, just let me know, and I'll do a video on that too. It's really easy, but lots of times I don't have time to roast off a chicken, so I have no problem going to Walmart or Kroger or Publix and picking up a rotisserie chicken and whipping up a casserole. I will tell you though, I do save the chicken bones because I do make my own chicken stock, which I'll do another video on that. So I think the next thing I'm going to go to is the onion. And for a casserole, I've said in other videos, I adore onion. So for this casserole, I'm probably going to do the whole onion. Put a fine dice on it, like, because, my husband and my son, they like the taste of onion, but they don't necessarily like biting into it. So I will put a fine dice on this. When I have that complete, I will be back. It occurred to me, maybe you want to see how I put a fine dice on an onion. I basically go and make like a grid on the top of the onion. I slice one way. Watch your fingers. See, the slices are going up, and then I turn it, so now the slices are going sideways. And again, make a grid. Be careful, watch your fingers. It is slippery. And y'all will probably hear me sniffling from cutting up this onion. It gets to me bad. Okay, then I lay it on its side, and I just slice down, and that puts a pretty good dice on it. I will go back through and fine dice it after I get most of it cut, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, so I got this all chopped up, and I would say that this would be about 3/4 of a cup of onion. Skip the onion if you don't like it. I love onion in just about every savory thing, so you'll see a lot of onion on my channel. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and saute it off because I don't feel like the casserole cooks in the oven long enough to get the onion to the consistency I like, and I do like it a little more done in a casserole. I don't necessarily like to bite into a crunchy onion, but I love the flavor of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some olive oil in my pan, and we'll see you at the stove. I got my onions in my pan. I put about a tablespoon of olive oil in here, and my heat's probably a little less than medium. My oven goes up to 9 and I have it on 4. I just want to sweat these and get them translucent. I don't want to cook them all the way, but I certainly want to get the crunch off of them. While this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get water in my stock pot for the noodles. Get that boiling. When I have that all done, I'll be back. Okay, the water's come up to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down before I take the lid off to add the noodles. Always try and open away from you so the steam goes away from your face. I am going to use the whole bag of noodles. I did salt my water. That is a personal choice. Go ahead and give the noodles a good stir when you first get them in the water though, so they don't stick together. These are probably going to take, I would say, 9 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes. You don't want to cook them completely all the way because you will be baking these for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to let them go, and when they get to the point where I need them to be, I will be back. Okay, I just had a boil over, so I need to mention to take the lid of your pot and either completely remove it and just make sure it stays at a constant boil, or put it halfway on so some of the steam can escape. Also, while your noodles are on cooking, go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. Okay, I think my noodles are where I need them to be, and I would say they probably are just shy of al dente, which they're going to have a little more texture to them if you try them. I encourage you to go ahead and try it to make sure they're not undercooked. Let me go ahead and get these drained and then get them back in the pot, and we'll start putting the casserole together. Okay, my noodles are drained and in the pot. I'm going to start with the chicken, and I'm just going to add everything in. Onion. Both cans of soup. My sour cream back in the refrigerator because it is warm in my kitchen, and I don't want any trouble out of some bad sour cream. So I will have to go over there and get that real quick. Get that in there. I'm going to eyeball it, but I would say I probably need about a cup. I'm going to put the rest over to the side because you never know. Sometimes you need a little more creamy. And again, my seasoning salt is to taste, or any seasoning salt that you use is to taste. This is all adjustable too. You can add peas, you can add peas and carrots, you can add any vegetable you want. My husband likes it with peas in it, and you know, next time I'll put peas in it for him, but this time I wanted to go the way my mama did it. If it looks like it's too thick, which I think this is too thick, I will add some milk, which I think I'm gonna have to do. So let me go get that. I would say I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of milk. Plus you have to keep in mind these noodles are not completely cooked, so they will absorb liquid. But the soup will loosen up when it cooks, as well as the sour cream. And the onion will give off a little bit of liquid, but I want it to go in pretty creamy, not really thick. I think I need a little bit more. So maybe we're up to a 1/2 cup of milk. That feels right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the sour cream away in milk, and I'll be right back to put this in the pans and get it in the oven. Okay, like I said in the beginning, you will probably use a 9x13 baking dish. I have a small family, so I generally split this recipe up into 2 and freeze 1/2 and enjoy 1/2 tonight. So I'm visually going to try and divide this equally. Let's see. I usually do like 1 scoop, 1 scoop, 1 scoop, and my other one's back here. So I'm gonna try and get this divided up into my baking dishes, and I will be right back when I have it done. Okay, I have them divided out, and I will wrap this one with aluminum foil. I won't put the cheese on it until I'm ready to bake it, so I'm gonna set that to the side. And I'm gonna put the cheese on this one and just put it 4 slices in the 4 corners. And that looks old school like my mama did it. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for my oven to be done, and then I'll pop it in the oven for probably 25 minutes until the edges are bubbling. I'll be back when I put it in the oven. Okay, my oven is preheated to 375, so it's time to put the casserole in the oven. And set the timer for 20 or 25 minutes. Check it at 20 and see if it's bubbling and the cheese is all melted. I'll be back when I'm ready to take it out of the oven. Okay, timer went off. Turned off the oven, and now I'm gonna take it out. And here it is, my mama's chicken casserole. I usually serve it with a salad or steamed vegetables or something like that. I hope you enjoy.